Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the motherfucker in the house bored and I'm bored in the motherfucker in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house bored.
Hello, and yes, as you can't tell already, I'm extremely bored. Been 1 week in this whole lockdown business. I honestly don't know what to do with myself. I guess a lot of football fans are feeling the same, but with all this free time, I thought, you know what, let's make another video. On this week's video, I'm playing a little game of stick or twist. Now, I played this game a few weeks ago on the Coys.com podcast, and it was really fun to do, so I thought I'd do my own type of thing. So big shout out to the Coys.com podcast. If you haven't already listened, go check them out. They're on all media platforms. They're a really good podcast. The whole game is stick or twist. Stick means that I'd like to keep the player, and twist is a person I'd like to sell. We all know where this is going with the right back position. Anyway, let's kick off with the goalkeepers. Mr. Hugo Bossman Lloris. Now, lots of people on lots of different social media platforms at the minute, I see it a lot on Twitter, are saying that Hugo is not the man or the keeper that he used to be. To be fair, I can sort of see where they're coming from. His near post, it's not so great, and it has been deteriorating throughout the season. I know he had a big injury issue at the start, but his near post is a bit of a danger for me, and to be honest, I agree. I think his performance isn't the best we've seen of Mr. Hugo, but saying that, I'm going to have to stick with him because I think we've got bigger issues in the club to sort out rather than our goalkeeping situation. So for me, I'm going to have to stick. It's the same with Gaza. I think Gaza stepped up really well when Hugo was absent, but I can't see him as a number one keeper. I can't see him overtaking Hugo, so just keep him as a backup. Vorm, I'm not even going to talk about Vorm. We got rid of him once. That just says something. He needs to go. Now, right back, Serge Aurier. I think we already know where this is going. I can't stand him. He's a bull in the china shop. You don't know whether he's going to make a superb challenge or whether he's going to kebab someone's leg. For me, I'm going to have to get rid of him. I'm going to twist him. Just because, for me, I don't think he's really a right back. I think he's more of a attacking midfielder. He seems to push up the pitch, which is great, and then forgets his defensive duties. I mean, under Jose, I thought there was a bit of a glimmer of hope, but he's not consistent. I think we can do much better. So for me, I'm going to have to twist with Serge Aurier. Centre back, Toby Alderweireld. For me, I'm going to stick. He's just signed a new contract. I think he'll last another year or 2 years at the club. I think obviously centre backs and our defence is something we really need to sort out like super quick. But yeah, long ball specialist Toby, I'm going to have to stick with. You have Vertonghen on the other hand though, he hasn't signed a new contract as of yet. I think he's a great role model for the youngsters coming through, but for me I think it would be a fairy tale story for him to go back to Ajax, to the club that he was born at basically. So yeah, sadly, as much as I love Supian, I think we're going to have a twist. I think Toby's going to be the only man that stays between the two. Left back position, yay! We're going to start with Davies. Davies has been struggling with issues at the start of the season with his injuries and things, but like Serge, I don't think he's good enough. Like, as sad as it is, it doesn't make as many rash decisions apart from that penalty in the Champions League. Depends what formation Jose plays. Maybe we keep him at the club just as a backup, but I definitely think the right back and left back positions we need to do some twisting and get some better people in. Japhet Tanganga as a centre back. Well, to be honest, he can play anywhere, can't he? Man has got to stick. He's got to stay. People saying about a potential loan deal. I don't know. I think he's proved himself enough at the club. Yes, okay, he did keep Firmino in his back pocket his first game against Liverpool. And okay, maybe he still has quite a bit to learn. He is quite young, but the fact he managed to step up to that big role early on, I think it's evident to see that his future is at Spurs, and I hope we don't let him go and we do make him sign a new contract. So Japhet Tanganga, you're sticking, mate. Eric Dyer, yay. We all know my thoughts and feelings of Eric Dyer. I can't sign him in a CDM role. I don't think he's good enough. But when Jose plays in the centre back, I can sort of see glimmer of hope, but I want a twist, but I don't think Jose will. I think Jose will stick with him and keep him. He'll mould him into the player he wants him to be. Hopefully that works out all right, but if it was me, I'd twist. Sanchez, another central defender. It's a tough one with Sanchez. I see glimmers of hope. It's a bit like Foyth. Same with Foyth, like, okay, Sanchez has played a lot more games than Foyth and probably proved himself a lot more, but he also makes really rash decisions as well, but his pace manages to pick him up and get him out of sticky situations. I think Sanchez has a lot of work to do. I don't know whether Jose will have the patience. I think I'll just have to stick on this one. My good pal, Mr. Ndombele. Where do I start with Ndombele? I mean, where does he start in games? Because his fitness is non-existent. Man can only run for about 10 minutes and then he needs a breather. I don't understand how that is possible from a professional footballer, but there we go. He's obviously got some issues going on, but there's no denying his skill on the ball is next to none. It is phenomenal. Just needs to pick up his fitness. I mean, I think I'm going to stick with him just because of the potential he has. I mean, it's just our luck that we spend so much money for the first time and he's a flop, basically. I mean, he's not a flop in the sense that his ability, the flop in the sense that he can't play for more than 5 minutes. But I'm going to stick with Ndombele. I'm going to hold in there. I'm going to hold hope for him because I think he could be a star at Tottenham. Dele Alli. It's going to be really controversial. I'm going to say twist. Hang in before I hear everybody shouting at me. Dele at the moment hasn't performed to his best. I think it's because there's no competition in the side for places because we're that thin on the ground. I reckon Dele could be like our Coutinho of Liverpool. Liverpool sold Coutinho and then look at all the money that they got in to buy players and now look where they are, above everyone else, as much as that pains me to say it. Maybe, yes, Dele won't bring in that much money, but look at Harry Maguire. I don't think Harry Maguire is that good, but because he's English, people pay money for him. So Dele Alli could be our player, and I think, okay, it's going to be a massive risk because if we get money in like we did for Bale, we didn't really spend much money on it. But I'm going to hold in there. With Jose at the side, I don't think he's going to buy crap. I hope, anyway. But yeah, I think we need to twist with Dele, make a risk. It's make or break, basically. Twist on Dele. Lamela. Now, the man is such a shithouse, and I love him. But his middle name is Injured. And I mean injured pretty much 80% of the season. And it's really annoying because when he is on his form and he is playing before he gets injured, he is amazing and he's definitely an impact sub. But can I put up with him being injured all the time? We've got enough injuries in the squad as it is. We might as well get rid of one that's causing us most pain than others. So Lamela, it's been a lovely time with you, but I'm going to have to twist with you. Lo Celso, stick 100%. There's no doubt in my mind he needs to stay at the club. He's probably one of our best players at the minute. I mean, I know that's nothing to go on because everybody's a bit trash at the minute, but Lo Celso tries to make things happen, and that's what I like to see. A few other people around him, like when Ndombele's fitness is better, him will be next to none. Celso needs to stay. He needs to stick. Harry Winks, I'm going to say stick because I love Harry Winks to bits. He's Tottenham through and through. He bleeds the club. But is that enough? I want him to get back to his ways when he played against Real Madrid and we won 3-1. That's the Harry Winks we all know and we all love. No questions asked. But at the moment, he's dipped in form quite a bit. I don't know whether that's because of the people he has around him. We haven't quite found that combination yet. But I'm going to stick with Harry Winks. I'm going to stay in there. I'm going to stay with him. Stevie B. Stevie Bergwijn. For me, it's going to have to be a stick. It's a bit like Lo Celso at the minute. He hasn't got much service. Like when Lo Celso's on his A game and he has Harry Kane and Sonny in front of him, it'd be amazing. It's the same with Stevie B. We haven't really got enough outlets coming out at the minute. Haven't got enough link-ups. But when we finally do find those link-ups and Harry Kane and Sonny are fit, I think Stevie B will be amazing once again. I mean, it was a telltale sign when he scored that amazing goal in his debut. So it's good things, there's things to come. So I'm going to have to stick with Stevie B. Gedson. Now, I know Gedson's on a loan anyway, and to be honest, I don't think he's really proved himself. Okay, he hasn't had a lot of chances to do so, but when he hasn't really shined or given me anything. So, mate, sorry Gedson, you can go back to where you came from your loan. Sorry, mate. Session, yet again, it's another one, it's a tough one. He was injured at the start of the season. I haven't really seen a lot of him. When he has played, he hasn't given a lot. But I'm going to hold out there. It depends what happens with this whole left-back situation, whether we put Sessegnon in left-back or we play him left-mid. It's really difficult to tell right now, so I'm just going to stick. Sonny and Kane is a no-brainer, isn't it, really? We've got to stick them. We've got to keep them. I do think, though, with Kane, if we don't win something next season, I could seriously see him moving on. And that's not me trying to be really negative, but as a player, yeah, he loves winning all these Spurs accolades. He loves trying to beat the players that are in front of him. Like, I think he's trying to head to beat Jimmy Greaves. But when you look back on your career afterwards, it's not going to be those individual accolades that you think most proudly of. It's going to be when your team won trophies with you. So, I don't know. He's getting on a bit now, as much as that pains me to say it. And I think he wants a bit more. And to be honest, I think Tottenham owe him a bit more. Hopefully, Kane will stay for another season. If we don't win something next season, I think that's it. It's quits. Lucas. I love my little Brazilian. I love him so much, but I honestly think he is an impact sub. I don't want to get rid of him. I love him, but I mean, that Champions League run with him was phenomenal against Ajax. That was amazing, but he can't do that week in, week out. It's a bit difficult. We've been playing in the wrong positions, but he's been giving it a go. But I'm going to stick with him. Just keep him on the bench as a squad member. Troy Parrott. We have seen hardly anything at Troy because Jose clearly doesn't want to play him. So I think the best option for Troy is probably a loan deal, get some experience, then come back to the club stronger and better than ever. Some players that I can think of really that I think need to be gone, need to be shipped elsewhere, or I think really need to be crucial at staying at the club. Thanks again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully it's not much longer in this lockdown process and we can finally have our football back. Please don't forget to subscribe either. Let's get so close to 400. And remember everyone, come on you Spurs, stay safe, see you later.